Alrighty. Credits. Warframe. You need them for everything. Specifically, ranking up your factions, building weapons, ammo boxes, freaking everything. You need credits for everything. That's one of those things where you need it until you have too much of it, and then when you have too much of it, you don't need it. So I'm going to teach you how to have enough of it when you need it, so you can forget about it later on. So I currently have 3 million something on me. I farmed that in about an hour, which is pretty nice. It's pretty nice. So let's talk about how I did that. First, the location. The index. Only do this one. Okay? Only do that. You're gonna make 200 or 450. 200 or 450, because your return doubles, but your investment. You invest 50,000, you get 200 back. So you got 250,000 minus the 50 you invested. So if you have doubled that, you have 450 because you didn't pay 50 twice. I believe that's how it goes. I'm not an expert though. A lot of credits. You get a lot of credits. If you need the 50,000 credits, just go to your inventory. Go to inventory. Scroll over to miscellaneous. And you're going to have a crap ton of Oberon parts. Or you should have a crap ton of Oberon parts to sell. Other stuff could you sell. If you farm Kuva, you'll have Orbeus parts. I don't. But if you farm Kuva, you will. Any frame you have, if you have parts for that frame you've already mastered, you can sell those. So, for example, I have Korra and Navara, so I can sell these. 7,000 right there. What else? I'm not going to sell those, but if you have this weapon, you could sell stuff like that. You should have more than 50,000 in there. I've recently went through mine. And if not, duplicate mods can give you a big old boost. Look, I go through this once every 2 weeks, and I have 1,200 duplicates. So, yeah. Not too hard. And if you really have nothing to sell, just freaking go do arbitration. If you don't have arbitration, I don't know, run goddamn Kuva Fortress or something to have some money. It's 50,000. It's not that much. Then you're going to go to Endurance, the index, and you're going to make your money. Now the question is, what do you take into the index to kill said enemies? And boy, have I done a lot of testing on this. Unless you are using the goddamn broken overpowered Redeemer Prime. Melee weapon doesn't matter. You won't be using it. Maybe to finish, so something fast maybe. I personally bring the Nami Skylar Prime, Kana Prime, Conan Prime, or I don't know, Tombo. Just as a finisher, because they're slash based and fast. What's important is your primaries and secondaries. So I'm going to teabag 3 times, click my heels, and say I want to go Simulacrum. Alrighty. Want to go Simulacrum. Wow, wasn't that a smooth transition? Crazy. So let's get those enemies we'll be fighting. Auditors. This dude. This dude. This dude, this chick, this thing. Pretty sure this guy. Not you. You. I don't even know if it's all these, but these just all the name brand boys, so I'm gonna use all of them. Like roughly this, I guess. Worst case, this is a good estimate for what you'll be fighting. And then we'll probably say level 60 is a good spot to level them at. So, these are corpus enemies, meaning they have shields and some of them have armor. Let's go take a look. This man's is a pain, because he'll give everybody shields. The only one of these that's particularly hard to kill is the Auditors, because Auditors are invincible from the front and have lots of armor. In fact, sometimes I'll bring corrosive weapons just to kill Auditors. The rest of these guys, you know, they have armor, but it's so little of it. Just, you can kill them very quickly. These guys are a bit of a pain, but you can kill them pretty fast if you concentrate fire them. I forgot something. I got Arcane Strike off that. There should be one other thing. Let me check. It's the goddamn wolves. Well, there's 2 beast-type enemies that aren't in here, but they're basically weaker versions of the auditor health-wise, so don't worry about it. Oh, this dude. Huh. So, Corpus. What are they weak against? Now, my rule of thumb is there's 2 ways to deal with this. And it's basically 2 ways of playing video games, period. To kill the enemies, you either want to increase your health pool or reduce their health pool, like on a equal scale. So you can either increase everyone's time to kill, but yours more than everybody else's, or reduce everyone's time to kill, with yours reduced even more. So we'll talk about Rhino in a second, because I believe he is... You can find better, more meta frames for it. I'll talk about frames later, but he's the easiest one to get your hands on, and you can solo with Rhino, no problem. Alrighty, so the first weapon, Opticore Vandal. Not built for radiation. Built for... Where is it? Gas. Now, why is Opticore Vandal so good at this? Opticore Vandal will just stomp these guys. Watch this. I get a gas proc. There we go. And you can go, oh, that's not that much. Well, these are like boss type enemies, and you concentrate fire on them a little bit. This is with speed trigger, so it's not as much damage as I can get. And this is the higher end of the hardest index. And I'll run a bit of an index mission so you can kind of see how this will work in real gameplay. But I'm not getting a whole lot of gas procs, to be honest. Probably should be getting more gas procs. Now you notice these guys are a pain in the butt. But because almost everybody in Index has low armor, gas is very good. So this is a good one. The Ignis. The Ignis is an excellent choice because you don't have to have line of sight to use the Ignis. You can just kind of fire it near them. Let's see if we can have right here. Just kind of fire it near them and you'll be safe. And this is heat based, so this isn't gonna be very good for some. Build it for gas. This isn't really showing meta builds versus them, but this is mostly what weapon types are good. This is again one of those like I'm not really doing crazy DPS, but I'm avoiding taking damage because I can constantly stay out of dodge. Because you don't want to be taking lots of damage in Index. Another great one. Don't laugh. But the Ogres is very good at Index when built for gas. Because you can get to 100% status, and it just does so much damage. It doesn't need the crit. Now, do not kill yourself. Because if you're soloing Index, and you kill yourself, you will lose. Are you seeing the damage on those procs? Ogres doesn't mess around when it comes to Index enemies. Now, it's weird. These guys are much more durable in here than they are in the Index. Maybe I have the levels too high. I could be going crazy. But this thing will one-shot everything up to like the max end of the hardest Index. Lanka is not good because you will find ammo to be a bit of a pain if you're being aggressive with not a Lanka, a lens is not good because it doesn't have enough ammo. Ferox is alright. Exergis, built for gas, excellent. Again, gas weapons. Batacore is magnetic and gas, so it will both destroy and bypass shields, do good health damage. Overall very nice. Arcoplasma is always a good choice. Radiation is good versus robotics. I like my Gridlock. Bleed weapons as a whole are good, but they have to be able to deal with multiple enemies in quick succession. So Gridlock, because of its big mag size and high damage per shot. What other good bleed weapons are for this? Tigress is decent. It's not amazing, but it's decent. Ferox built for bleed, clearly. Corinth is good. That's safe for primaries. Basically, your rule of thumb is going to be you want to be able to either run in, take shots, and keep moving, or you want something you can stay at a dodge like an Ogres or an Ignis to basically bombard from a distance. What is bad for Index? Tiburon Prime, Super Vandal, Strun Wraith, Soma Prime, Stradivar Prime, Prisma Gurkata, Prisma Gorgon. Any of these full auto Weapons. Flux is alright. Flux is alright. It's not very, it's not crazy at DPS, but, you know, it's got infinite ammo. Dread's pretty good. Basically, you want high burst DPS, and then to keep moving. Buzzlock is hypothetically good. Haven't tested it out because I haven't put the form into it because I'm broken out of forma. Secondaries. What secondaries are good for this? Twin Roga. Build it for corrosive and use it to nuke the big things and the little things, because the Twin Roga do way too much damage. Pandair is decent because it's slash based. Kit guns are clearly good. But I think Marodetron's the easiest to get your hand on meta weapon for this. It's a full status corrosive radiation blast weapon. It'll kill anything. It'll armor strip, it'll do good damage, it has decent spread, and you get up close, you unload a mag, you run away. So if you don't have anything else, this or the Plinks are probably your best bets. Static Core is also good, but I can't really showcase that. So let's put together a meta build, I'd say. We're not going to be using the Ogress, even though the Ogress is very good at this. It's not what you're going to recommend just because if you're not an expert. If you don't use the Ogress a whole bunch, it's not going to really handle for you. So we're going to use the Opticore Vandal, because most people have the Opticore Vandal. Again, look at this build. It's a gas build. If I put one more form into it, I'd replace Speed Trigger with an Infected Clip, just for more gas damage. And maybe throw in Hammer Shot instead of Vigilante, just for the status chance. That's about it. Melee weapon, we're going to run the Broken as Hell, or is it Redeemer? Where are you? Gas Build Redeemer. Just like a freaking Ogress, I've made builds on gas builds for the Redeemer. It's very, very powerful. Now let's talk frames. There are two schools of thought for index frames. There is you're playing Rhino, or you're defending your own score point. If you're defending your own score point, you're going to play Korra, Frost, Gara, maybe Limbo possibly. Who else? Who else is good at that? Atlas is good. Anybody who can defend something. Now, the trick is, you are not going to be picking up any points if you're a defense. You're killing stuff and you're pinging points, but you will lose energy and health when you pick up points. And your job isn't to score. Your job is to defend your own scoring point. You're a goalie. Don't pick up points. For all it's good and holy, defending people, stop picking up points. And then, you know, if you're not playing that, you're going to play Rhino. Why Rhino? Because you're going to have very little health when you're running up big score counts, but you want to carry as many points at once so that, you know, you get in that multiplier. Because the more points you have, the more points you're carrying, like, you get bonuses. Rhino, what do you want for him? Now, many people will say, you got to make sure you run Iron Shrapnel. And I'm running Iron Shrapnel on this just because this is my daily build. But what you're really going to want to do, I'm going to make you a build in front of you so you can see. Just use Steel Charge. Doesn't really matter what you use there. No Arcanes. We're going to need Blind Rage. We're going to need you. We're going to need Armor. We're going to need more armor mods. Power mods. Outer Secrets. Oh, I passed one. Where is it? Intensify. And we're going to need Power Drift. Boom. And then for the last two, we're going to want a little more armor. So we're going to go grab a Gladiator Aegis. And leaves one more slot, which you can do whatever you want with. You can put some efficiency on there with Fleeting Expertise. You could put, freaking, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter at all. We'll just say Fleeting Expertise. Now, you are not using your gut dang buffs or charge or stomp or anything. This is I am casting my armor once and it's going to last me as long as possible. How long will this armor last you? This armor will give you 8,000 health with one button press. No tech, no picking up energy orbs to get, you know, different varying buffs, no charging through enemies. Now, meta builds for Rhino use the recast armor ability, freaking Iron Shrapnel. But because the more points you carry, the more energy drain you'll have. You don't ever want to be without armor, even if it's a small amount, because you're not going to be able to hold enough energy to recast it, unless you run crazy negative high efficiency, maybe? I don't know. But generally, don't do that. Bye-bye. So, another sweet jump cut to the index, and I'm going to show off what this build can do solo in the index. Alright, ready? Skedaddle. I want to go to the index. Alrighty. Wow, 2 jump cuts in one video. My budget's really gone up for these Warframe videos, hasn't it? So, we're going to get our armor, and we're just going to cast armor. Boom. That is our one cast. You'll notice what level are these guys. I just killed 2 people there. Oh, these level 30s. Shoot. I need these guys double level, they should be. You notice this is having no problem one-shotting these guys. That armor is going to be really important. We're going to want to stay mobile. That's the main key. Don't be tanking damage. Keep moving. Keep firing. Collect every point you can. Do not let the bots pick up points, because they are not very good AI. Notice I'm easily one-shotting these. Now keep in mind, when you deposit points, their level is going to raise. So they're going to get higher damage and get higher resistances. So you want to get as many as you can before you start depositing large amounts. Notice I already have 14 points. Stay out of sight, stay out of dodge. This man's shooting in the back. Another tip is that this game mode drops large amounts of gold mods. So if you need to farm some mods or anything to transmute, or if you just want like niche rare mods, this man has so many points, goodness. Where's our points there? Great thing about these AoE weapons that do gas is you don't really have to aim them to get large numbers of enemies.
Points in the open. Tenno, clawing back gains.
Oh, you might go. I've been kind of sloppy this time just to try to speedrun this, but you notice I still have a lot of health. Alright, so I got almost 40 points. So you're going to deposit, and I'm almost halfway there. But watch what happens to their level. Now they're 43s instead of 30s. Take a look at this Marodetron, see what this does. Just fine. And I'd say always run a Marodetron for this, just because if you want to test a new weapon out, this will always be able to handle it single-handedly. Maybe not as efficiently as, say, an Octa-Core Vandal, but more than handily enough, because these guys do have a little bit of armor, so the armor strip is nice. Notice, still at 84% health, despite being kind of aggressive. Oh, 79, goodness. I'm chilling by their score points so that they can't score. I want to make sure they can't get points into here. Which is also about me, they're going to come to me once they kill some of my guys, and they're going to walk right into me, who can kill them easily. Almost full of arrows. Already, 14 points. Easy as that. Not a care in the world.
Index points up for grabs.
Don't fall off the map, you'll die. Some more points over here. Keep her moving, keep her going.
That broker's carrying a lot of points. This is a risky transaction.
Alright, so how many points do I need? I need 33 points to win. So I'm pretty close. I should have no problem doing it with one thing of health. Down to 45%, but again, it's kind of a balance of just being aggressive so you win this quickly, and being safe so you don't, die. Where is those points? There we go. I'm up to 30, I need 3 more points. That's one of those wolf boys. Notice, not really very durable. Again, the only hard thing is the auditor, and you could viably just avoid the auditors and forget about them. And we're gonna go score. Watch the energy drain real quick. Watch this. See? That's why you don't try to recast your armor or cast anything. And just like that. Now let's see how long it took us. This is a slower tile set. The other one's quite a bit faster. 72 points. Our mag actually was pretty helpful that time. We killed 36 enemies. Overall, a great round. And minimum, we walked away without a booster with 200,000 credits, which is enough to build almost anything. Let's see how long it took. 5 minutes flat. So, you could do it a little faster with a group. I'd say with an Ogress, you could do it a little faster too. So 5 minutes flat for this, but that's a good average. We'll say 5 minutes is a good average for this mission. So, you forget that we paid 50 to get in there, so we got 200 credits, 5 minutes, so multiply that, you get a lot of credits per hour. You know what, let me do the math real quick. 2,400,000 credits, 100,000 credits in an hour. 1 hour will give you that. And then, you know, I made quite a bit. I spent a little bit, but in about an hour with a booster, I made about this. So, not a bad return. Hope you take this to heart, and so I can stop getting these teammates in the index who die 15 times and leave me having to struggle against the clock. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Freaking, when they score, the timer goes down. When you score, the timer goes up. You probably noticed that. So don't let them score, because if the timer reaches 0, you lose, and you don't make any money. And that's the whole point of going in there, is to make money. So if you have those 50,000 credits that you made, and you lose your first round, guess what? You gotta go make 50,000 more credits by normal means. So that's about it. My guy's head looks like an owl's head. Sweet. Deuces.